In a column written by Matt Hayes for USA Today, Steve Sarkisian ripped Ole Miss in particular for its academics. For which I'm saying, yo, dog, it sounds like you're more upset at the University of Texas than you are the University of Mississippi. Let me explain to you why. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, hit that subscribe button, like this video, answer the question in the comments below. What do you think about Steve Sarkisian clutching his pearls over the academic situation at Ole Miss and his own University of Texas? He points out that at the University of Texas, no matter if you come in a semester from graduation or you are coming in from junior college, they take you back to 50% of your academic hours are just going to be wiped out, period. You get the halfway mark when you get the University of Texas because they want the University of Texas education to be the imprint on you because they got standards to uphold. University of Texas is the flagship university in the state of Texas. And you can argue with me about that, but take it up with the Texas state legislature. I'd also add in here, it's very difficult to get into the University of Texas, even for Texas residents. It's one of the reasons that many want to go there. It's always been that way. As a matter of fact, following Brown v. Board of Education, University of Texas put together an academic selection process panel of 4 people. And in a report that was not for publication, but came out in a book by Asher Price about Earl Campbell, Yards After Contact. You should read it. It's very, very good. They found that in a class of about 2,700, 300 of their students would be black after, Brown v. Board of Education. And that most of their black students had higher standardized test scores than those at the 3 other black colleges. Now, at the time, the University of Texas admitted folks based on high school data, right? What's your high GPA? But following this finding that they could limit the number of black entrants into the University of Texas because the test scores would be higher anyway, they decided to implement a policy of entrance exams. So the University of Texas is the first public university in the entire country to require entrance exams to get into school. It was open enrollment at LSU until the early 1990s, guys, because public school was always about just enrolling. Think about those of you that went to public school. I went to public school. There's no entrance exam to get into elementary school. Now, you want to get into a magnet program, that's a little bit different. But you just get to matriculate if you have the bare minimum in grades. University of Texas didn't want to do that. And so much so that the first black player to receive an athletic scholarship to play football was actually 1963. But he did not qualify, so he could not take the scholarship. That's University of Texas. Now, 2026, Steve Sarkisian makes the University of Texas feel a lot like Notre Dame, right? Where we got standards that we got to uphold here and ways for which we expect our academic base to remain at a high, right? Then he points out that Ole Miss will take you at whatever, right? If you say you've got, 9 credit hours left on your degree from BFE University, and you enroll at Ole Miss, they're going to take you at your word, and they're going to transfer those credits. He even says, look, you can get a degree in basket weaving. By the way, no university has ever actually had a degree in basket weaving. But there has been an organizational studies and a general studies, and if you can tell me what the hell those degrees are about, gold star for you. But those are, hey, we just got to get you on the program. And he would say it's almost as if we've forgotten that academics matter when only about 5% of these guys are going to play in the NFL. Well, it's actually less than that. But the academics could not matter less now because they're making generational wealth right here, right now to play at places like University of Texas and Ole Miss. My favorite example of this is earlier this week, Jeremiah Love took to the days as the new rookie running back with a big contract in the Arizona Cardinals, paying him $53 million. He says, I'm not touching that money. I'm pretty well off from college. I don't need to touch that money. I could throw that into an index fund, and then he creates generational wealth for his family's future for generations if he plays this one to the end. And that's what most of these players are getting to do. And he went to Notre Dame. He went to a place where it is very difficult to graduate. It's very difficult to get in. So I'm looking at Steve Sarkisian. I'm going, you took this job knowing it's going to be difficult for you to build a roster, period. So all I got left to say to Steve Sarkisian on this front is what Snoop said at the front of Ice Cube's Go to Church. If you're scared, go to church. You knew the job was dangerous when you took it. Like, I don't, what else is there to say here, player? I mean, Will Muschamp about a month ago talking about our players actually got to go to class. Yeah. At Ole Miss, our players actually got to win football games. Okay? And turns out, in this world, it's best if you can do both. Can you go to class and win football games? Is that a thing that people can do? Because I think it's a thing that people can do. They seem to do it at Ohio State. They seem to do it at Indiana. They seem to do it at Michigan. They seem to do it at LSU. They seem to do it at Clemson. They seem to do it at Alabama and at Alabama and at Alabama again. You're not going to browbeat people into raising their academic standards. Especially now. And I'm confident in saying I got more degrees than Steve Sarkisian. What good does that do me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell the players all the time, hey, man, get this money. Get this degree, but get this money. Why get this degree and get this money? Get this degree does not lock you out of places. That's it. I want every door to be open to the players. But you know what opens every door in lieu of a degree or despite a degree? Money. Money opens those doors, okay? You can always pay for your education later. Just ask Deion Sanders. That's my last story for you on the way out here. Look, Deion Sanders wanted to be a head coach, but he was just an offense coordinator in high school. Job came up at Florida State. He wanted it. They said, we can't hire you without a degree. But Jackson State heard Deion Sanders want to be a head coach. And they knew, yeah, we can't hire you without a degree either, but we know where you can get one quick, fast, and in a hurry. So that man finished his degree at Talladega in August 2020 and became the damn head coach at Jackson State in September 2020. At the ripe old age of 50 plus. Look, it don't matter until it matters. And when it does matter, people gonna find a way to help you out. All right? Get up out of here. Steve Sarkisian. Mad about his kids getting to graduate.